Yes, it can happen, which means I did not avoided the risk. In order for the risk to avoid it, what I could do, I should not travel in those days, right? I should not travel in those days. That could have been avoiding. Or doing that thing that it never happened. It is not avoided in that pattern case. I still could get delayed. I still could get delayed. So that is mitigation. You have bought a ticket with a credit card, you find you cannot hold, you cannot travel. Now this is the real question. That's why I say read the last line. Which document you will update first to avoid the problem in future? The first thing, the first document when the problem has happened, it cannot be this. I will use elimination technique. It cannot be this. So this is the 90% PMP exam, that two options are useless, two option does not have much value, and you are left with two options. Okay, that is 90% of your PMP exam. You are left between B and C. Between B and C, lesson learn is about future without any doubt. That's what we discussed. But the question say first will put into the issue log. C is the right answer here. Any question that may come from the Kanban board, you will be able to get it done. Now let's go to the question we have. What will you do to make sure resources are doing work according to their capacity? So Kanban board limit the capacity. Okay, highlight an issue in the already issues highlighted. Hire more people, no. Fire, we never fire. So D would be the right answer. Okay, D is the right answer. What will you do to make sure team can be transferred to agile in next 2 years? Okay, your team is moving from predictive project to agile. So predictive, when you read questions like that, immediately one thing should come into your mind. Okay, they may need training for here. Here we may need a training for that. Okay, that's good. Your team has never done any project in agile. Okay, they are not convinced this will work or not. So people are not convinced that something will work or not. Many stakeholders have complained they don't think this will work. You have shown that this worked in previous organization, like you even shown them in the previous organization, still they are not convinced. Now this is something that happens with me. Like I have 1500 plus PMP, 99% never have to read any book. We coach them, work with them, but with every single student they feel that my case is different. So what we need to do, it's a cultural issue, can be, but nothing is not something I'm going to go with that. Escalate to the sponsor. Okay, but we don't escalate to the sponsor. Otherwise, sponsor will say that I need a new project manager. So I'm not going to escalate to the sponsor here. Okay. Keep doing a predictive. No, 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 no. That's not the way here. What we need to do is we need to make a minimum viable product, make a pilot project, some areas, and work into that. Which stage your team is as of today? This is the important point. It is not asking if the question was, let's say if the question is before team member join, the question is, listen to it carefully, before team member join, at which stage your team is? Before team member join, at which stage your team is? What would be the answer? Put in the chat box. At before a new team member join, at which stage your team was? Yeah. Before he joined, we were at performing. But now a new team member has joined because somebody got sick and cannot work. We are not at storming phase immediately, not at norming, not at performing. We have jumped back at forming. Whenever a new team member, whenever a new person comes, we have to move back, reflect on the things, what we can improve, where do we stand, things of those nature. It's not lesson learn register. We discussed it, not issue log, not risk report. It is risk register. Please immediately, if you like the understanding, if you haven't liked the video, please like it right now. 56 people are here. I need to see 50. So you are managing the project where teams are distributed all over the world in different time zone. You are having difficulty communicating problem because of this. What can, so this is one of the basic concepts in agile. Whenever there's a problem of co-location, I don't care, they are all over the world, wherever they are, put them in a room, put them in a room at least for 1 minute, one meeting, 1 month, whatever. We will never raise it with issue. We will never fire. We will not do this. We will co-locate them into one. Now many people will say that, okay sir, but the cost will be, that's not your problem. That's not your problem. When you are managing, don't consider the project you are currently working. Consider that you are working in a multi-billion dollar projects. In a multi-billion dollar projects, I want to give a value to the customer. I want to make sure the things are provided to them. So I will go with the face-to-face meeting. Okay. You're the project manager working in a construction company. Now Eid is coming. You want to make a plan for Eid holiday. You want to see which resource is available. So now this basically shows that which document has which thing. Yes, resource management plan will have without any doubt. Yes, RACI chart, which is responsible, accountable, concerned. Who is responsible for doing something? That goes into RACI chart. Who is accountable to do something? That goes into RACI chart. Whom to consult, whom to inform. Yes, that information is there. But my goal here is to look into that when they will be available, which resource is available. So that is option A. A is the right answer. Client requirement, C, 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 A, C, A, C. So Frasa, please put in the justification why you are saying A. Okay, as an IT project, you are having difficulties. Client has rejected your deliverables. Who has rejected? Client has rejected your deliverables, right? And you want to make sure client accept the deliverable in the current which document will you check to make sure it makes client requirement? Definition of done is that is it completed from your side? Definition of ready is are you even ready to do that? We want to see how the client will check. It is acceptance criteria, guys. Samir, Sarfraz, how you are putting A there, yaar? It is we want the question says we want to see client requirement. How the client will make sure. As a scrum master, what will you do? You are working, you are working in a state of art project. Client asks you that he want to add new team is not agreeing to this as they are saying, but now they don't want to change anything. It cannot be added. Okay, you will accept. Now we'll need to facilitate a meeting with all of those people to work into that way. One of the concepts, one of the corner concept of the agile is that we need to have a communication. We need to have a communication. We need to understand both sides of story. What is needed, why it is needed, how that can be done. Right? So that we need to look into that way. So that was what was needed there. Okay, so let's go with the question. What will you say to them? You're managing an agile project. Most of the stakeholders have worked previously in the predictive projects. Okay. They are expecting daily reports, but they are not getting. Now that is one of the thing. We use a plan. If you can, if somebody can put in the chat box, what is the name of the plan? There's a plan that we use which talks about how the information should be communicated. That plan is used in the predictive. What is the name of that plan, guys? Put in the chat box what is the name of the plan that basically shares how the communication should be done in the projects. So that plan is in the predictive or a hybrid. But if you look at the question, if you look at the question categorically mention that communication management plan. Shrikant, information radiator. Thank you, the French guy. Okay, so if we look into that, the question in the start put it the context that you are working in an agile project. Okay, you are working, oh, why it is going forward, you are working in an agile project. Ask them to follow, it's that would have been a hybrid project. Apologize for what? What I'm gonna apologize? No. Okay. Tell them in agile we don't use shared progress. Okay, we will tell them, but what we need to tell them, we need to actually share with them. Please go to the information radiators. What are the information radiators, guys? Burn up chart, burn down chart, task board, kanban board. We need to refer them. Okay, have a look at that, those task board, those kanban board. Those boards will help you in your progress. Those boards are the key for progress, so have a look into that. Yeah, refer them to the information radiator for sure thing. B is the right answer. Raise a change request to crash the project. Okay, that's a very important thing. We are not very behind. We are not very behind uh, the schedule. Okay, you see, Desi Boy and Sahabuddin, I want to talk to you about this thing. You see, CPI, yes, B is the best option without any doubt. B is the best option, but the project is already in a good condition. The project is already in a good. Okay, I cannot say him since CPI is greater than 1. I cannot say that to him. But we need to also look into that. What can be done? Can we even crash the project? We don't simply raise the change request. We need to look at the consequence of the change request. Okay. So I would go with the C option here, not B. B is a very good option. I love B option, but I'm gonna go with the C option here to have a team meeting to see what can be done, and then we will crash the project. Then we will go with the B. C is the right answer. Okay, so I made like the break-even price. I'm not earning anything, just to give you an idea, because I just want you to get this thing. So you have just completed the project. You will measure the benefit management plan. A is the right answer, not the what to do. And we identified it, 5 process group. What are the things there? And once you have been hired, project charter has. You will not review business case. You will review the project charter. You will review the project charter and to understand the requirement. First, you review that, then you identify the stakeholder. There's a sequence there. First, you review the charter, then you identify the stakeholder. Sequence is very important. Let's say you have not been, you are just hired and charter is not made. First, you will make the charter. First, you will make the charter. How the charter is that? Once you have make the charter is ready. Charter is good to go. Okay, the charter is ready. You review the charter and then you share it with it. Then you shared it with the key stakeholder and then you start identifying. Okay, that's the important thing, just to put in the context. Manager in the large construction project. So, guys, what did we learn from the previous question? We need to implement in this question. Whenever we are solving any question, we need to see how the previous question worked into that way. What were the things that we learned from the previous question? Then and only then we can improve in the next question. This is very critical. This is very critical that we worked into that way. You are the you have reviewed charter. You are in the initial. There's a chance that some resources will leave at the project. So if there's a chance that some resource will leave at the project, then we need to look at the assumption log. So C is the right answer. C is the right answer. You are the project manager working in a large petroleum company. You are in the process of identifying stakeholder. You have one stakeholder, he is resistant. What strategy you will be do? Now, where does the resistance actually fall? If you go into the stakeholder engagement matrix, if someone is resistant, unaware, resistant, neutral, sportive, leading, he's here. So he's a high power, high interest. Na? That's why we are working with him. No Akshara. He has a high power, high interest. Okay. Oh, sorry, you were putting the 1, 2, 3, 4. He has a high power, high interest, and I want to take him either here or here. That's my strategy, right? So he's a high power, high interest. So I want to manage him closely. He work here. I want to work with him. I want to understand what are his requirement, how he wants to work into that way. So high power, high interest is the name of the game. C is the right answer. But a very important question for you guys. What strategy will be used to engage the stakeholder? You are the project manager working in large petroleum company. You're in the process of identifying stakeholder. He's very important. Not managing can break the. He is resistant. Send him report. That will not be. That is a passive thing. I don't want to do that. Call him. Not a bad thing. Meet him personally. Preferred. Send no. I will go with the C option. So now adding a new step. So stay. This is already done. Okay. Update communication plan, of course. Stakeholder plan, of course. But in order to update the plan, we need to raise the change request. D is the right answer. So D is the right answer in this question. Okay, raise a change request. This is done. That was the first thing. Then you raised a change request to you updated the stakeholder plan. Then this is all three are done. Only option left is C. Very critical for you guys. Slow down. Please slow down and read the context of the question. Okay? Read the context of the question. Very important. One of the key stakeholder has complained that he is receiving a report daily. So guys, report. 4 hour of communication. Right information at right time to right people to have right impact. 4 hour of communication. Right information at right time to right people to have right impact. We will work into that way, identify what works best, and we will go with that thing. So here, stakeholder plan, no. We are reviewing the communication plan. We are not updating that plan. Okay, we are just reviewing the plan why he is receiving the daily report, and then after then if we want to update the plan, we of course need to raise a change request. So B is the right answer. You are working with team members while talking to each other. Don't look in each other's eye. You have been working in an organization. It was not the case. It's not diversity, it's not emotional intelligence, it's cultural thing. It's B, culture. You have been asking your sponsor to make a decision to approve or reject the deliverable. It has been 4 weeks. Sponsor is not taking it seriously. You shared this with senior project manager. He shared that you are working in an organization where decisions are made in golf course or at smoking corner. Now this is so true. If majority people are smokers, so they mostly make they go to a smoking corner and they make the decision there. Okay, or if they are a fan of tea, coffee, and when it comes to CEOs or senior people, they make more decision at golf club. So you went to there, you discussed it, it got approved. This is active listening. Yes, you listen to him, but that's not accurate. Political awareness, who has power? There is nothing mentioned there. Yeah, we discussed that who has the power and how that thing. That is not here. Na? Emotional intelligence, this is their political awareness is not cultural awareness this time. Could you explain political awareness one more time? Political awareness, next question will come, Bish, about the political awareness, then it will become more clear. B is the right answer. But now WhatsApp does not work in China. People read this, they correlate to the other question, they have read it, they did not read the last line, did not use the elimination technique, and went either A or B. It is not A, it is not B. We are only left with this option. Okay, and in this question, C is a best answer. Sometime we use push, sometime we use pull, sometime we use interactive communication. I have unmuted. I unmuted, guys. I unmuted. Okay. Yeah, unmuted. So sometime we use push, sometime we use pull, and I'm very happy that guys you are so active. Immediately you learn that I'm saying something and I'm on mute. So push, pull, interactive combination of all methods will be used here. It's not one method, but a combination of all the methods that we can work into that way. Okay. Combination of all the methods that we need to look into that way. So D is the answer. Now we discussed that in the start, data get converted into information, information get converted into report. So report will be the right answer here. Okay, report will be the right answer here. You are working in the project and team has just shared that the cost of the project will be more than the benefit of the project. Now here comes the interesting part. The we are saying that the cost of the project will be more than the benefit. Oh, cost cost greater than the benefit. So you did analyze what should you do? Keep monitoring the status? No. Already we have increased the threshold. I don't want to monitor the status. Okay. Keep doing the project. No, analysis is out. So we are left with two options. This is the entire PMP. We will always be left with two options, A or B. Close the project. You don't have authority to do that. You need to escalate to the sponsor, present your findings, and go with that. A is the right. What should the project manager do in future to avoid reoccurrence? During weekly status meeting, one of the stakeholders to detail other are not getting information. 4 hours of communication, right information, right time to right people to have right impact. So what we would know, we need to understand the requirements of the stakeholders and work into that way. So D, no, 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 A would be right answer. Shrikant, by the way, are you in the EST group? Because if you know that in the last coaching call we had the discussions and many of the people, there were majority people from EST time zone in the premium coaching call that we had on Saturday. They made a EST group. To put in the comment, or yeah, you are okay. Thank you. You are working in the project. You have analyzed that the project sponsor always consult his secretary who has been working for past 2 decades. Understanding whenever next time. So last time in the last coaching call we discussed in depth the difference between culture awareness and things of those nature. This question this question goes with the political awareness. I mean, this is not about the culture is how things are done in these places. Here he is talking to someone who is working there. So the right answer is, you said the language of the team to be English. Okay, so we need to understand few things. Project management plan, of course, will have everything. Resource management plan will have. Communication plan will also have. But to be very specific, which document will have this thing? To be very specific, which document will highlight this thing? It will be team chart. It will be team chart. So you entered the team, two members are having conflict. Team members started yelling at each other and use abusive language. You ended the meeting, what will you do next? Talk to understand what the reason of the conflict, of course. Here, this I just entered the meeting. Many people put B as an answer. Shrikant, you just entered the meeting, right? Are having conflict, started yelling. I don't know the context of it. I will not go and immediate take action. This is very principally important. Project manager does not take immediate action. He talk to the both member, understand the context, and work into that way. B, C out of the way, but A is the right answer here. A is the right answer here. That gives you the best context into that. A is the best answer here. Okay? A is the best answer. You are a busy project manager. You entered in the meeting, one of the team member. You interrupted them. Team member said, we have already discussed and agreed on. It's just how the team should take decision. Guys, one of the like 7-step rule. What are the 7-step formula? Put in the chat box. Slow down. Read last line. Use elimination technique. These are the key steps which everything else leave. This is the question which suggests how you should take decision. Team charter says how you take decisions. How you take decision is about team chart. Okay, so you are busy project manager. You entered a meeting in the middle when one of the team member was sharing status among each other. You interrupted them and asked something. Team members said we have already discussed and agreed to the solution. You violated something. Now, guys, in the previous question, the question was talking about like how to handle the conflict, how to handle the decision. That is team charter. Whereas you violated, you interrupted somebody. When you interrupt somebody, that is a ground rule. Okay. So the purpose of question number 31 and purpose of question number 32 is very straightforward to give you idea when it will be ground rule and when it will be team chart. Okay. So we need to look into that. Take their decisions towards themselves because we don't want to jump in every single time. Whenever there's a question, we want the team to grow. Okay, this is an important thing. We want the team to grow. So no, 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 you will do nothing. B will be the right answer. Sometimes doing nothing is an important thing. Which conflict management technique you have used here? You are managing a large pharmaceutical project. Your project's sponsor is always late to the meeting. Even today is late. You did not talk to him. You just documented the sponsor. So C. Okay, avoid as a ground rule part of that thing. Okay, so when we talk about this thing, how is problem solving? Like, what is problem solving? When we talk about this thing, problem solving is actually discussing to the person and identifying a better solution. That is actually problem solving. You identify the solution to a patent thing. Are we doing that? No, we are not doing that. Smoothing. Smoothing is that where you talk to a person, but then you say, okay, we can do it later time, but you do talk to the person. Okay. Accommodating is again lose-win situation. Here, we did not even discuss with him. We did not even bother to talk to him. Right? We avoided the conflict. What should the project manager do? You are managing a project. Two members are having conflict with each other. How to handle a problem. Now we are discussing how to handle a problem. Member states that his solution must be used. That your ways are outdated. What's the project? Take a decision, do nothing, take a side. No, it's a straightforward E question. We need to talk to both team members and see like which solution can actually result in the better solution. You are managing a project, two members are having conflict with each other. How to handle a particular problem? They are discussing. Senior member state his solution must be used. Junior member says your ways are. Now this getting now which level of conflict is this? This is the level 5 of conflict. When we reach level 5 conflict, we need to put them separate. We don't want them to put in the same place. We want to put them separate. Okay, he used diplomacy, that is level 4. He must separate, that is level 5. Do nothing, that is level 1. Escalate the sponsor, we never do that. Okay, so B would be the right answer. You are a very busy project manager. Team members are having discussions. You went to meeting, listen to both parties. You choose one option and ask them to focus on now on implementing it. Which conflict management technique you have used here? You just took your solution. Okay, you just took your solution and put it in the way. So that's a forcing. That's straightforward forcing. Shrikant, we have three more questions. After that, whatever the topic is or whatever you want justification, I will explain you. No problem. Please hold your question for that. Forcing. So we have just done forcing here. Okay, E is the answer for that. You are a very busy project manager. Team members are having discussion about a particular technical issues for 2 months. You listen to finally all parties agrees with the solution. Which conflict management technique? Everybody agrees We worked into that way, right? So it's not avoiding, it's not forcing. You did not delete it. Okay. So I am looking here A, that is compromising A. Okay. You are a very busy project manager. They are having discussion about a particular event. Listen, finally all agree with solution. Here compromising is when you give up, when both parties give up something. Okay. All the parties agree with one solution. Let me explain you this thing. This is party A, party B. They are having a conflict. Both parties are having a conflict. Party A, party B. You went there, we had a discussion, and we came up with a solution, with one solution. This is problem solving. This is the definition of problem solving. Compromising will only be when both parties give up something, right? Compromising will only be when both parties give up something. This is a very important thing. This is problem solving, guys. C is the right answer. So, which conflict management technique you have used here? You are you're a very busy project manager. Team members are having discussion about a particular technical issues. Listen to both parties, tried hard but could not find a good solution. Finally, a decision in which both parties give up, that is compromising. In which both parties give up something, that is compromising, guys. Now this is what we need to look into that. This is compromising. This was problem solving, and this is compromising. I took the same. You're a very busy project manager. Team members have discussions. Listen to both parties, but this directing the attention you shared with them at right time. Now this is smoothing, delaying the conflict. This is smoothing. Now is it clear to everybody that when right time? Now which conflict technique is used when? Is it clear to you or still not clear? One of the team member asks you who is responsible for testing. You refer to him information radiator. Now, this is an important thing. The purpose, every question that we solve here, every question has its purpose. The purpose of this question is that you should know that anything that communicates information is an information radiator. Most of the time, people get confused. Hey, Resi chart is not information radiator. Who says? Everything which communicates information is an information radiator. We are not looking for how much the work is remaining, how much they're done, or we are not looking at the cumulative flow diagram. Cumulative flow diagram is basically pictorial explanation or pictorial review of Kanban board. So that's not here, it's a RASI chart. Okay, you are managing how much work has been done in the project. So done is burned up. So now you are managing a large project and you want to identify what is causing delay, right? We need to look into what is causing delay. When we talk about Kanban board, one of the purpose of Kanban board is to identify bottleneck, then work in progress limit, what is how much work is done, build the flow, right? Those things. So this both are right answers. Both are right answers, but I will go with the Kanban. Okay. Working in a large Scrum project. Now the goal has become obsolete. Does not make sense to carry out the work. What will you do? Tell him it's not possible. Now, this is an important thing. We don't want to cancel the sprint. We don't want to make the sprint obsolete. We have spent some time. But saying that it's not possible, no. Agile uses the concept of fail early. that we want to fail early. Mhm. We want to fail early so that we can get idea about it, right? Cancel the sprint as agile harness change can be, but it's not the right answer. Have a meeting with the product owner. Only product owner has the power. So A, I have already eliminated between B and C. C has more power. Elimination technique demands that you still move forward. Have a meeting with the team. No, team does not decide. C is the right answer. So C is the right answer. Okay, so product owner defines the value. Scrum master is kind of a grace in between, and the team member calculate the story points, the effort, and execute the task. Okay, so this is basically how the things move. So B is the right answer here. Let's go to the next question. You are the project manager. Your team has done their best to complete. When they showed it, the user story, in which document you document accepted user story. The trick of this question is basically it forces you to read the last line. That is the real trick of this question. So here, in which document you document the accepted user story, that is product increment. Product increment. Uh, Abdul Wase, you got tricked. It is asking where you document accepted user stories. You are the project manager of large project. You identify risk. You have made plan for which when risk occurred, they were according to the plan. But suddenly another which was not identified. Now another risk occurred. The key word here is occurred, right? The key word here we need to look is this occurred. This occurred is the key word here. Guys, I'm using mouse today to highlight this thing. So the same way in your real exam, you can highlight this thing. The same, you will have the mouse. You can like put into that. You have identified all the risk. Okay, all the risk identified goes into risk register, and you made a plan for them, right? When the risk occurred, they were according to the plan, but suddenly another risk which was not identified. The risk was not identified and it occurred. It occurred. So this means it's an issue. We will upload issue log. Eliminated, eliminated, eliminated. Simple as that. B is the right answer. But suddenly another risk is identified. It was not identified before. Now you made a plan for it. You made a plan for a risk, right? You made a plan for a risk. All the identified risk goes to risk register. No, no, no. You want to audit process was followed or not. Audit is always effectiveness of the policies, and it is always in the risk management plan. Which document will help you? Why the report will come, na? It will be audit. Okay, audit. When you say audit, it is risk management plan, na? C is the right answer. You want to rank risk showing their severity for the event. Which tool do you think? So Monte Carlo analysis is used for simulation. Decision tree will be expected monetary value. We are calculated. Influence diagram, no. So tornado analysis will be there. B is the right answer. You have identified the risk and the seller is going bankrupt. You found out this can be a great opportunity. You talk to your friend and they agreed to give you money for it. You will give them the profit. So first of all, it's a positive risk, that is opportunity. So avoid is eliminated, mitigate is eliminated. You did not accept it. Exploit, no, it is share. So B is the right answer. Transferring the risk through insurance, D. You're the project manager of large organization. You have identified the risk. So this is transfer of risk. So one of the disadvantages of online sessions are that you cannot have tea with me. Yeah, I am getting better at tea, making tea. I made it tea. Okay. You are the project manager of a large organization. You have identified the risk. You change the plan so risk never occur. Okay, mitigate. Abdul Wase, how it is mitigation here? We said that such a critical word, it never happen. Okay, when it never happen, it is avoiding here. Avoiding. Let's do five more questions. We promised 10 questions, but insurance. Okay. You are the project manager, you have identified the risk, you change, so the risk we have less severity. So straightforward, when it is less severity, we are talking about mitigation. Okay, so B is the right answer. Guys, understanding which mitigation strategies are there is kind of important. Okay, so B is the right answer here. We accepted and want less severity. Okay, you have identified that this can help you. You have put your best resource on it. A. Yes, I mean it is A. Thomas A. Guys who are watching at Instagram now, we have 3 4 people at Instagram also. Okay, so I do recommend come to YouTube because at YouTube we have interactions there, uh, so that is more relevant. Increase profit by 3 times. You put your best resource in it. So this is basically you are increasing the probability and impact. This is exploiting the risk. A is the right answer. B. You have identified the risk, you talk to your friend, and you will give them which risk manager. We discussed this question, I guess. We are in the deja vu. This is share. Why the same question is today. You have identified, Nimra, I need your PMP in next 10 days, my friend. You are doing good. I need your PMP next 10 days. Risk owner handed it update. Which risk management strategy you have used? This is called acceptance at its peak. Okay. This is called acceptance. You have identified a risk, made a plan, and risk occurred which is even bigger than the first risk. Which document you will document the secondary which has occurred now? Guys, no matter what the question, take it. I mean, the question, this is the real question. The last line is the real question. Which document you will document this risk which has occurred now? Right? Now the question is asking which has occurred now. So this is issue log. Okay, so you are traveling back to your country from Dubai. You know that from your experience, there will be too much crowd. You decided to reach 1 hour earlier. When you reach airport, you are happy to find out you in airport was overcrowded. Now my plan is which strategy I have done. Is it accept? No, accept is a passive strategy. I did not wait for something to happen and do it. It's not accept. Is it transfer? I did not transfer it to anyone else. So avoid. How it could have been avoided? So it could have been avoided if you have eliminated the entire risk. You cannot eliminate. Even if you go it 2 hours earlier, still there's a possibility that this could happen. You only decrease the probability on it. You have mitigated the risk. So mitigation is the right answer. You are now this question is a little bit different. You can which document you will update first to avoid this problem in future. We are talking about future, yes. So when we talk about future, this is not this, right? But the question is asking Sam first in order to make sure that first thing. Okay, Sweta, I'm not disagreeing with you guys, but we need to look into that first thing when a problem has happened. Like what is the sequence of a problem when problem has happened? Let's say I want a problem to never happen. So what is the sequence there? What the sequence here? The problem has happened. The first thing that I need to do is I update the issue log. Once the first thing is issue log, once the problem is resolved, then I would update the future. I will update the lesson and list. First thing, whenever the problem happen, is a issue log. Whenever the problem happen, this is a very important thing. You are working in the IT project. The team members are daily complaining. They are not able to deliver to desired quality, and you have been receiving poor quality complaints. What will you do to make sure resources are doing work according to their capacity? Now, when we want to see how people are doing and how they are working according to their capacity, highlight this issue in the daily stand up. No, the issue is already highlighted. Issue is already highlighted, so this is not the right answer. Hire more people, it will not solve the problem. Fire team member, how that is going to solve the problem? We want to limit the work on progress that is going on. We want to see how people work according to their capacity. D would be the right answer. Your team is moving from productive project to agile. Your team has never done any project in agile. They are not convinced that this will work or not. Many stakeholders have complained you that they do not think it will work. You have shown them this have worked in the other organization. They are not convinced. What will you do? Nothing. It's a culture. It has nothing to do with the culture. Escalation. I'm not gonna go with the escalation. Make a pilot project. Yes, I can go for it. But elimination technique demand to never move quickly. C can be the answer. Keep doing. No, D will not be the answer. So C will be the best answer. You are a project manager working in a large pharmaceutical company. You have been working. However, due to severe COVID, one team member got sick. You hired a new team member. Now, this is a very important thing. Sam is saying forming. What about other people who are alive? What do you think? This is the last question answer. So I really want that you guys go into deep on this question because this question can be an important thing. Sweta, 100%. Now, this is a very beautiful thing. What Sweta said. Sweta said hiring a new team member whenever throughout the project, whenever you hire a new team member, you are back to the forming stage. You are back to the forming stage. Forming, storming, norming, performing, and the generating. And whenever you hire a new team member, go back to the forming stage. Storming is basically where you need to coach emotional intelligence, things of those nature. Norming where things become a little bit stabilized and etc. etc. As a result, your complete project got stopped. Okay, perfectly that has happened. Everybody knows the scenario, it is not something new. We know that this has happened. Now, after 3 years, you go back to business. You want to document this. May happen future in your project. This was keyword. The keyword was it may happen in your project. Let me explain you in another way. Issue log, no. Risk report, no. Lesson learned register, no. Risk register. Where the team are distributed all over the world, you're having difficult communication. Kanban, no, no, no. A would be the right answer. Okay, A would be the right answer. You are the project manager working in a construction company. Eid is coming, you want to plan for Eid holiday. You want to see resources. Now it can be Eid, it can be Christmas, it can be whatever the event, Diwali, right? So the purpose is that you want to see which resource will be available when. That is what the question is asking. That is the purpose of the question. Resource management plan have 4R. How to acquire the resources, develop the resources, manage. It does not have the information when the which resources will be available. RASI has responsibility, accountable, consent. Vira, it has responsible. Who's responsible for something? right? You want to see which resource will be available. So resource calendar is a document that actually gives you the information. You are having difficulty for the last 4 sprint. Client has rejected your deliverables. You want to make sure client accept the deliverables. Which document you will make sure that client requirement, client acceptance criteria. C. Understanding the difference between both is critical. As a Scrum Master, what will you do? You are working in a state of art project. During fourth or the third sprint, client asks you, you want to add a third requirement. Team is not adding to it. Okay. Sprint backlogged, but now they don't want a Scrum. You will continue to, will it cannot be added. No, 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 no. What are the four values of Agile? Put in the chat box. What are the four values of Agile? Fossil Alam. Uh, you can ping me. My number is there. I'll send the payment link to you. That's on my website, or you can go to my website, or you can message me or email me. It's like $9. You can buy it, the e-version, or you can go on Amazon and write PMP booklet. You can get it. So A will not be the answer. Put in the chat box what are the four values of Agile. Okay, not a bad option. Product owner is the one who actually get that. You will wait. No. So C, between B and C, I'll go with C. A very What will you say? You are managing an agile project. They are expecting daily reports, but they are not getting. One of the key stakeholders. Now, this is a very important thing that maybe, acha, there can be an option that we may need to train them on agile practices, and that can also be right. That is not the entirely wrong option. That we may have to train them on agile practices. That they have no idea about it, right? So it's not the communication plan. B is the right answer, without doubt. But we need to also understand that the nuances from where they are coming, why they are asking. There's a reason they are asking. So B is the right answer. Maybe sometimes we may have to train those stakeholders. Those stakeholders who are asking this, they may need training. They may need a work into that way. So B can be a good option here. You are managing the project with current status SPI is 0, CPI is 1. Yes, you can crash the project, right? But SPI is zero point 0.9, it's not bad here. It's not bad, right? So what you need to do, you need to have a discussion with the team members. What can be done? And then have a discussion with the sponsor. And then raise the change request. First, has a discussion with the team. C is the right answer. C is the right answer. He need to do the impact analysis. Okay, if he crash the project, if the risk increases, then discuss with that team. Work into that. Benefit management plan are done. Can you explain what document apart from lesson? Apart from lesson learned register, we need to update all the project documents. Risk register for sure will be updated. Issue log will be updated. All the documents must be updated. There are departments. Every department have their own job, so they will be updating their own individual documents now. Business case is not updated. There is no need for business case. The information will be in the report. Charter never updated. Plan, there is no need into that. We need to update because there is one column in the benefit realized or did not realized. So that needs to be updated. You have been just hired as a project manager. Project charter has been approved. What will be your first step as a project manager? Review business case? No, there is no reason about business case because charter has been approved. Project charter, yes, we need to do that. It's a very important thing that you go step by step, sequence by sequence. Identify that comes later. Make assumption log that comes later. The first thing you need to do, project charter. Again, this is mentioned here. Ihtisham, Veera, Sayyid Rahil, Ikra, Aslam, Sameer, I need your justification, my friends. When you are giving a question, giving an option, always give the justification. You have reviewed project charter, there's a chance the resources will leave. Now you are in the initiation phase. This this comes at planning. We need to know initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control and closing. We're at initiation phase, right? We will put it in the assumption log, right? Assumption log, not risk register. Okay, so the question says that what will be the strategy for that stakeholder? You're the project manager working in large petroleum company. You're in the process of identified stakeholder. You have one stakeholder who is resistant to the project. What will be the strategy for that stakeholder? So when we talk about the resistant stakeholder, one of the important thing I always recommend is to basically where does stakeholder engagement matrix goes. When we talk about stakeholder engagement matrix, where does where does that stakeholder falls, right? So if we look what Simu has said, resistant stakeholder is high power. He's highly interested. He's interested, he's highly power. So what we will do, we will manage him closely. So C will be your right answer. Says that what will be the strategy to engage that stakeholder? You are the project manager working in a petroleum company. You're in the process of identifying stakeholder. You have a stakeholder, he's important. You have find out that he's resistant for the project. As this may cause removal of team member. What will be the strategy? You see, if I look into this question in a different way, the question is just saying that the stakeholder is worried. Now that's what the stakeholder question is saying actually. The stakeholder is worried that he will lose his team member. Since he will be losing his team member, so he is against it. If I send him a daily report, he will not be happy. Call is not a bad option. To be very true, from A and B, and we have to use elimination technique while solving the question. I would eliminate A, B would be a better answer. Then we move further between B and C, meet him personally. C is far better option. Send him your team members. He's already, the question is saying he can make or break the project. I wouldn't go for. So C would be the best answer. You have added him stakeholder register. What will you do next? During execution phase, a new stakeholder has been identified. You have analyzed him. He is important for the project. You have added him to stakeholder register. What will you do next? So you identify a stakeholder, you put him into the stakeholder register, right? So now this goes back to the sequence of the stakeholder. Simu, can you give me the sequence of the stakeholder? How does stakeholder sequence work? Once you identify the stakeholder, you put him into the stakeholder register. Once you put it that, then you raise a change request. Once the change request is raised, now you can update stakeholder plan, then communication plan. By the way, all these sequence are in the PMP booklet. If you have PMP booklet, I do recommend read stakeholder topic 2 3 times. Okay, so the right answer would be D option. A stakeholder was identified in the project execution. You have updated the plan. What will you do next? Raise a change request, update communication plan, update assumption log, update stakeholder. So you see, again, today we are solving question more of a stakeholder side. What happens when a stakeholder come? What things are? The purpose of these question answers, which looks like very easy. Many students say that this question, the purpose here is to give you the major concept for the PMP exam. If these 5 question answers which we have discussed today, if you can solve these question answers, no matter what, uh, the question can be 8 liner 9 liner, but the underlying concept will be this, right? So stakeholder was identified, you have updated the plan. What will you do next? Once, how can you update the plan? You have to put in the stakeholder register. That's the step one. To update any plan, you need to raise a change request. So A is done, D is done. Once the stakeholder plan is done, the question says project management plan has been updated. So all the plans are updated. We are left with only one option, that is C. Now you update the assumption log. Okay. So one of the key stakeholder has complained he is not receiving daily report. Now, you can see this question in many ways. You can see this question asking about multiple things, but the purpose of this question is very straightforward. You need to understand what does the report includes, what is communication plan, why do we have the communication plan, how the communication plan works for you. Okay, stakeholder plan have strategies about the stakeholder. If the question asks, what will you update? What will be your next step? Okay, that is what the question is asking. First, I will review the communication plan. B, if I need to update the plan, if the plan says, then we need to D, and then from that, the context will work. So, the sequence, what I would always say, sequence, how you do things, that is very critical here. What should the project manager do so that this does not happen with that who joins in future? Acha, if it's in the option, put it in the lesson learn register. Maybe I'll put it next time. Do you think E would become the right answer? What do you think? Put in the chat box. If we had an option that put it in the lesson learn register, emotional intelligence, do you think that will become the right answer or not? Let's say E is the option because the question is asking what should the project manager do this does not happen with the team members who join in future. Why not? I need the justification. Faisal is saying no. Why not? You are working the project, you are working in the project where team members while talking to each other don't look into each other eye. You have been working where this was not the, what should the project manager do? Okay, what should he do? Diversity training. What is diversity? So diversity is a very broad term, but it can mean gender diversity. It can mean language diversity. It can mean cultural diversity. It can mean political diversity, right? There can be multiple diversity in any project. Okay. So it's not a bad option, but if we go to option number B, arrange culture awareness day. Now that is a very specific thing. That's a very specific answer that we want to arrange a cultural training. So that can be an option because this is something of a cultural thing that people don't look into their eyes. Emotional intelligence, no. Political awareness, no. So B is the right answer. A and B both were right, but B is better than that. Political is that who has the power in the structure. Who has the power in the structure? We need to look into that way. So the right answer is B. What has senior manager did for you? Now there is something that senior manager did for you. You have been asking your sponsor to make a decision to approve or reject the deliverable. It has been 4 weeks. Sponsor is not taking it seriously. Now that thing sponsor is not taking seriously. You shared this with the project manager. He shared that you are working where most of decisions are made in golf course or smoking course. Next weekend you went to play the golf, you discussed the status and you worked into that way. Now this is a very interesting thing to look into that. It is yes, you did active listening, you did listen to him, but this is not active listening. Safdar, if you look at the question is asking what has senior project manager did for you. He did not train you on active listening. There is nothing like active listening there in that option. Emotional intelligence. Can be we are understanding emotions, but not 100%. Okay. Political awareness. Who has the power? Where the power is being talked here? It's not about power here. It's how things are done. Culture is Haribabu, how things are done. That is your culture. That is the definition of culture. How things are done. The right answer is B. Beta. How things are done. That's what the question is asking, guys. How things are done. That is the purpose of question. So this needs to be understood clearly. What the question is clearly asking, we are not following that. The right answer is B, beta. I hope next time when you see such question, you can understand what the question is really asking. Is it a cultural requirement? Is it a political requirement? Is it active listening? What is actually happening? So many people are making a mistake here. It's a cultural awareness. You are moving from Dubai to China. You have been using WhatsApp for communication, like messaging and responding. But now WhatsApp does not. What will you update? Guys, again, we need to slow down. What will you update to make sure this does not happen in future projects? EF will be updated. Yes, PMIS will be updated. Yes, OPS will be updated. Now, okay, I want to ask you why not C? Why D? Why not C? Why? Okay, this is eliminated. This is eliminated. Between C and D, why not C? Or better, how the answer could be C. How you would change the question? Okay, let's say D is the answer. Okay, D is the answer. You need to communicate with a lot of people. Yes, we will have push communication. Yes, we will have pull communication. Push means you will put on the notice board and things like that. Pull mean you will put notice board. Pull mean you will give them a dashboards. Interactive, you will have a one-to-one. Yeah, why not D? All the information, everything that we are working in that will come into that. So D becomes the right answer. What do we call this report? What is output here? What do you mean by output here? Work performance report is output here in integration. Work performance report is output here. No? This is work performance information, and then this is work performance report. What is not clear? Still, you can ask. You shared a report with the stakeholders according to their requirement, like what they need. You shared only information that is needed, not more, not less. For example, you shared risk manager risk and cost manager cost. What are you doing it? Data is a low level information. Information, it gives individual idea but does not give comprehensive. There is nothing like weekly report. So C is the right answer. I hope that makes sense to you. C is the right answer here. You are working in the project and team has shared that the cost will be more than the benefit, which means business case is not relevant. Business case not relevant. When business case is not relevant, we need to close the project. There is no discussion into that. We will not monitor the status. But the purpose, basically, what I'm trying to teach you through this question is that you don't have authority to close the project. You need to escalate with your impact analysis to the sponsor. Hey, sponsor, this is happening. What would you like to do? If he says close, you tell him, I recommend close the project. Then you will do it. A is the right answer. During weekly status meeting, one of the stakeholder complained that he's getting too detailed information. He's complaining he does not need that detailed information. Another stakeholder he is complaining that he is not getting detailed report. Like someone who needs to make an information on the basis of data, he may need to get a detailed information, right? Someone who just need a high level thing, he does not need that. What should the project manager do in future to avoid that? As a project manager, your job is send video. Why? Only share detailed report with important stakeholder. Maybe important stakeholder don't need detailed report. How do I know that? Share one report. I am already doing that. I need to understand requirement of each person. That is 4 hours of communication. Right information at right time to right stakeholder to have right impact. A is the right answer. Communication skills, yes, that is true. It's not a wrong answer. I'm gonna mark it. He used emotional intelligence again. That is true. Both are right answer. From A and B, B is better. I'm gonna eliminate A. He used political awareness. So political awareness happens all the time. Yes. Political awareness is understanding not only that who has power under your organizational structure, but even the hidden meaning of organization structure. So C is better than even B. So I'll mark C. A is not right. Culture, it's not culture, it's not how things are done. It's how he's doing it, how the power lies it. Culture is about the people as an overall thing. So it's C answer. Okay, you are the project manager for a virtual diverse team. You have people belong to all cultures and customs. In order to make uniformity, you set I need to make this language English. Where should it be documented? Communication plan 100%. Project management plan 100%. Resource management plan maybe. But this is in the team chart. A is the right. Harpreet, good to see you, my friend. You're jumping back. Now let's in July. I need your PMP. Harpreet. Nimra, so does your Nav, Atar, Aman. Okay. You entered in the team meeting. Two members are having conflict with each other. Team members start yelling. You ended the meeting. Talk to both team member individually. Okay, this is not this. Talk to. Okay, this is a right answer, but this is a better answer. A is a better answer. Now, this is very important. 90% of the time, 90% of the time in PMP, you will have two options as an answer. You will have two options as an answers. You need to pick the best answer. Okay, which document suggest how should the team member take decision? Okay, the question is which document suggest how should the team member take decision? Sima, okay. You're a busy project manager. You entered in a meeting with one team member. You interrupted them, asked something. Team member said, "We have already discussed." Now, this is a very important question. Many people make mistake on this question. They try to put option B instead of A. I wouldn't say that it's option B. The thing is that we need to see how the decisions should be taken. Okay, how the decision should be taken, how we need to work into that way, right? How we need to work into that way, and how the things have been worked into that way. This is one of the most important thing whenever we make a decision, how team is making decisions, that we need to look into that. And team charter is a document that has a such speciality that work into that way. Okay, yeah, B is a part of A, but the important thing is B does not have how to take that decision. B is more about the ground rules that we will following. It does not have option A as a part of it. Okay, so A is the right answer. Yeah, so here I would go for the A answer. He kind of did basically, he violated ground rules. He did not follow the ground rules for that patent purpose. So yes, I'm gonna go for A as an answer, not B, not C, not D. These answers may look like right, but we need to see which answer is the best. And in this scenario, A is the right answer. You are managing a project, two members are having conflict with each other, how to handle a particular problem, and they are discussing with each other and trying to find out different solution. What should you do? You see, whenever the team members are discussing, we need to work into that. What is the level of conflict, how we can do that. In this patent side, we cannot take side of anyone. That is not a good thing. Okay, take a decision and choose. Yes, sometimes that can be an option, but here it's a disagreement. It's not a disagreement, it's a problem to solve. So whether the first one is problem to solve, second is disagreement, the third is contest, then crusade, then world war. Okay, so here we will not do anything. B would be the right answer here. So basically, accommodating is a lose-win situation. Okay, accommodation is a lose-win situation where when I'm talking to my boss, I say, okay, since the boss is saying I can accommodate him, things of those nature. Whereas smoothing is delaying the conflict. There's a difference between smoothing and avoiding. In smoothing, how this question would be smoothing, I would say, okay, whatever you say, that is right, but we can do it at a later time. That's kind of a smoothing. Avoiding is I don't talk at all. I don't discuss the problem at all. That is avoiding the conflict, running from the conflict. If you see this question, which conflict management technique you have used here? You are managing a large project. Project sponsor is always late. Even today he is late in the meeting. You did not talk to him or discuss about. You didn't do anything. Documented it. When you are just passively documenting it, this is avoiding the conflict. So C is the right answer. You are managing a project, two members are having conflict, how to handle a particular problem. They are discussing with each other and trying to find out different solution. Says your way out. What should the project manager do? Okay. So take side of senior member, take side of junior member, do nothing. So first of all, A is not the right answer. B is not the right answer. B, C, D. So conflict has moved from one way to another. What do you think? Which level of conflict is this? Which level of conflict is this? What do you think? Why he should take a decision, Sunil? Why not option E? E for elephant. Why not go for option E? Like, what is your justification for not going for option E? I would like, I need to know why you are not going for option E. No, it's not level 2. I would say it's kind of a level 3 conflict. So I would try to de escalate the issue. I would go for option E, talk to both members and try to de escalate the issue as compared to taking a side of anyone. I wouldn't for sure do that thing. Okay, that is for sure. I wouldn't do that thing. Okay. 4 conflict. We are at level 5. He must separate both team members. This can be the answer. We need to, since it is getting physical, we need to give them a time to cool down. Do nothing. No, this is for level 1. Escalation is never the option. Okay, is it clear? To project management technique is that you are a busy project manager having a discussion for 2 months. You went to the meeting, you listened to both parties, you chose one option, you chose it. Okay, it is not compromising. We discuss both parties have to give up something in compromising. Smoothing is that you don't solve the conflict, you delay it. It's not smoothing. Problem solving is that we agree on a solution, the parties come up with a better solution. You did not avoid it, so we are left with forcing. E is the right answer. Conflict management technique you have used here. You are a busy project manager. Team members are having discussion about a particular technical issues. You went to the meeting, listened to the parties. Now, this is you did not force any solution. You did not run away. You did not delay it. Both parties did not give up. C is the right answer. I am happy as a result of this master class. Now you are understanding the conflict management techniques. You are a busy project manager, team members are having discussion about a particular issue. You went to the meeting, listened to the parties, you tried hard, finally a decision in which both parties give up something. You did not force it, you did not run away, you did not find the best solution, you did not delay the conflict. Compromising. Okay, the question says which conflict management technique you. You're a very busy project manager. Team members are having discussion about a technical issues. You went to the meeting, listened to the both parties. Both members are right in on their own way. But this is directing the attention from main point. Okay. Now this is they are right their own way, but this is directing the attention from the main point. You shared with them, let's discuss it at some other point. Right now, other things are important. So, you see, you did not force your solution to them. You did not force the solution. You let it be there. You did not force the solution to them. Right? So, this is not forcing at all. Hari Babu, we did not avoid or withdraw with them. We did not say that, okay, you did not discuss at all. In order for thing to be avoid or withdraw, Harun, if you are answering this question, it is that you don't discuss it at all. That is not the problem. We did not find the best solution. Both parties did not give up. This is smoothing. You delayed the conflict. You delayed the conflict for some other time. This is smoothing. B option. I hope that makes sense to you. This is smoothing. Well, that was RESI chart. No burn down, no burnout, no cumulative, no Kanban board. Okay, let's go to the next question. So the question is asking, you are a you are managing large IT project. One of stakeholder ask you how much work is remaining. You showed him information radiator. Kanban board does not talk about that. No, Kanban board talks about work in progress. Cumulative flow diagram does not talk about. Burn up chart shows how much done. So burn down chart is the right. You are managing large IT project. Stakeholder, how much work has been done? We are talking about how much work has been done. So which information we will use? Burn up chart. So guys, I'm explaining the topic, then putting the context so that you understand that thing. No? Okay. You are managing a large project. You want to identify which is causing delay in the project. Now we want to identify the delay. So Kanban board will be helpful here. Okay. You're a Scrum Master working client came to you and shared that a goal of the current sprint, tell him it's not possible. No. Respond to the what are the four values of agile, guys? Cancel the sprint. No. Have a meeting with that. By the way, C is the right answer, but meanwhile, why don't you share with me what are the four values of agile? Okay, so this question yesterday, if you have watched the 7-step formula, I went into depth of this question. The purpose of I know, Sweta. That's what I'm saying. The purpose of this question was so that you can understand how to solve question answer and how to work into that way, right? Still, light is not okay. Okay, so the if we go to the question, if we look at the question, Sweta, do tell me if we have done question after that. So here, immediately have a meeting with him and tell him that thing. Now here again, we need to follow 7-step formula. For every single question, I need you to follow 7-step formula. Even we do one question, two question, three question, we need to follow 7-step formula. In which document you will document the accepted user stories. You are the project manager, your team has done their best to complete all the user stories. Okay. When they showed the 3 user stories have been rejected. In which document? Now that is why in the 7-step formula one thing is read the last line first. This entire thing is talking about a different scenario. This entire thing is talking about a different scenario. This last line, which is the real question, is talking about a different scenario. Project management plan does not have those details. It has no information about it. Product backlog is the list of all the user stories. Sprint backlog, basically list of sprint. Product increment has accepted user stories. So elimination technique, you must go through each option, justify their answers. Slow down. It's very critical that we slow down to understand the context of the question. Which document you will update? You are the project manager of large military project. You have identified risk in the current project. You have made the plan for them. When risk occurred, they were according to agreed plan. So far, everything is according to the risk, which was not identified before. Something has, you see, risk is probability into impact. Something you identified before happening, okay, identified before happening, and you have a plan for it. That is the definition of risk. It does not go here. It's B option. You made a plan with it. Which document you will update? You are the project manager. Okay, you have identified all the rest, but suddenly you have made plan for it. Okay, now the question is saying that you have made a plan for it. It's not saying that you did not made a plan for it. It's saying that you have made a plan for it already. It will go to risk register. Okay, last question. Which document will help you in this? You are the project manager, identified all risk in the current project, you plan for them. When risk occurred, they were according to the plan. Another risk identified, it was not identified. You made a plan for it and handled it now. Audit the process. Risk management plan. It's very critical. We use elimination technique. Risk register does not talk about the audit because keyword is audit here. Okay, keyword is audit here. You have identified a risk and made a plan. When response was implemented, another risk was occurred which is bigger than the first risk. Okay, now this is a very interesting question. Okay, you need to look at the question, the context of the question, what the question is saying, right? The question is saying you have identified a risk and made a plan. When risk response was implemented, another risk was occurred. Now this risk occurred, which is even bigger than the first risk. Okay. Now risk has occurred, which is even bigger than the first risk. Right? Which document which document you will document this secondary risk which has occurred right now? Risk report, no, this we just discussed. This will give you a summary of that. We will not document here. Risk plan has nothing information about it. Okay, now you see the PMP exam, the entire exam is all about elimination technique. We are left with two options, A or B. Risk register, no. Issue log, yes. You have identified a risk, made a plan for it. Risk owner handled it, updated. Which strategy? This is not mitigate, avoid, okay? Because these are the proactive strategy. Exploit is the positive risk, is for the positive risk, is for the opportunity, okay? So we accepted the risk. That is option number A. Alok, you have a question of that is something different as TCPI. Just hold for this thing. Once we are done with these question answers, I will be more than happy. I just saw your question which you retracked it to answer you. I am here for you. Okay, so we discussed the negative risk strategies: avoid, mitigate, transfer. Reverse of avoid is exploit, where you increase the probability and impact. You make sure that the probability becomes 100, that risk 100% happen. If you cannot do exploit, we enhance, and for transfer, we have share. You have identified the risk that seller is going bankrupt. This can be a great opportunity. You talk to your friend, they agreed to give you money for it, and you will give them the some profit. So you did not exploit it. You had a friend here. Sharing is all about getting that. It is not accept, you did not wait it. It's not a negative thing. So between A and B, we are just left with, like, once you know that the power of elimination technique. Uh-huh. The power of elimination technique. You eliminate these three options, A, B is left. So here B is the answer. So you have identified a risk. This can help you to increase profit by 3 times. Now, what are we doing here? If we go with risk, probability into impact. Have I accepted the risk? Is it a negative risk? No. So the only option it is left is exploit. I don't even have to look at any other thing, right? It is exploiting the risk. A is the right answer. If it happen, it will have less severity. No transfer, no acceptance. Avoid is probability or impact 0. But here we are talking about less severity. So this means it's B. Ikra, you are right. Kanan, you are right. So yeah, it's a good question. It's a very good question. I loved it. Guys, is it clear to you? Is it clear to everybody what has just happened here? If it happened, it will have less severity. That is risk management. B. Next question. You are the project manager. You have identified the risk. You change the plan so that the risk never occur in the first place. Which strategy you have used here? Risk never occur in the first place. So it's not transfer, acceptance, mitigate, it's avoid. A is. You're the project manager. You have identified the risk. The risk is too high. It can cause damage to the organization. You decided to buy insurance. So here insurance is for that. No acceptance, no. It is D. So let's see what do we have here. You are the project manager. You have identified the risk, but you did not make a plan. You considered very low, but it occurred now. So no, no, no. Oh, no, yes. Acceptance is there. We just accepted the risk, right? And to rank risk showing the same event. Okay, same event, you want to rank the risk. This is not influence diagram, not probability distribution. This is tornado analysis, also known as severity analysis. Okay, so you are the project manager. You have identified risk in the project. You made a plan when risk occurred, but suddenly another risk identified. It in the weekly risk, you want to show the status of the risk, which one you will use. We have already discussed. This will go for the risk report. D as an answer. Initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control and closing. Here we make project charter. Here we made project management plan. So the project management plan is going to talk everything that you need, all those things. Execution. Here we are going to implement this plan. In quality, in control quality, deliverables which are produced, team check them according to quality management plan. We get verified deliverable. You can see that quality verified deliverables are even quality approved deliverable. Then it goes to validate scope, where you get accepted, approved, or also known as validated deliverable. Not this, not this, not this. This D is the right answer. That when team checks the deliverable that we send, they are called verified deliverable. First we do verification, then a validation. You remember also in this way, verification before. Your team is at performing stage and everything is going great. When you receive email, one of the team member has submitted his resign. He's a tester and only he can do his job. That there is no one else who can do it. Leaving his organization, the project can get delayed. He's getting better offer. Your company cannot match it. His resign has been accepted. How could this be avoided? Like how you could have avoided this problem? Try to convince him. Not a bad option. T-type leader. When you have a cross-functional team, single point of failure, that is a good way. Good. No. Okay. Among A, B, C, B and C are the basically same meaning. Avoid a single point of failure. So the learning for this question is basically to avoid a single point of failure. You are working, your company provide services to the large organization. One of the team member is the reason why is having is due to iOS update. He is unable to understand what you will do. Mentor him. Nobody knows how to do it. So A cannot be the answer. Ask, see, no one knows that. You see, guys, this is the important thing. Sometimes we need to ask help from outside. Forming stage start, team storming, norming. Very well done, Shweta. Very well done. Which document will show you do you have enough money to cover the cost quality or not? Quality report? No. Quality plan? That's a good question. Funding limit? No. D. Guys, where do we have cost of quality? Cost of quality is a part of quality management plan. How much cost we are setting aside? How much cost we are setting aside for in order to deal the quality activities? Quality management plan. So what is trend chart? Trend chart basically shows trend along the way. Pareto chart, it shows priority, 80-20 principle. Histogram shows frequency distribution. Force field shows both positive and negative fields, right? So you want to see the trend, so it will be trend chart. Okay, it will be trend chart. You want to see the flow, it will be trend chart. A is the right answer.
You were working on a project for past 2 years with SPI 1.2 and CPI 1.1. On 20th March, you received a notification due to sudden pandemic, work cannot continue. What will you do? Nothing, keep working. You cannot keep working. Okay, you cannot keep working. Uh, you need to do something about it. Escalate, I'll hold this option. Gather team and see how it can solve. Not a bad option. Put in an issue log and do the root cause analysis. So, Ikra Sohail, you put it, my friend, sudden thing happen. Yeah, sudden thing happen, we do issue log, but what we would do that with the root cause analysis? Right? This is a very interesting question. You see, this is the tolerance limit. Oh. This is the tolerance limit that we have in any project. Every project has its tolerance. If anything goes beyond our tolerance limit, if let's say something is not within our control, we have to escalate it to the senior party. So that is exactly what is happening here. Something is beyond our tolerance limit, so I need to escalate it immediately so that the action can be taken. Ikra, is it clear to you? Put in the chat box. Next question. So, for those people who don't know about the tools, fishbone diagram. It's a root cause analysis diagram, also known as cause and effect. So, what do? We identify the root cause analysis. Here we put the problem. Here we put it why it was. What was the cause? What was the effect? What was the cause? What was the effect? Pareto is a 20-80 principle. It prioritizes the things. Histogram. Oh, Histogram is a frequency distribution chart. Trend chart but just shows you trend. Your team has been working on the project for last 2 months. You are getting more defects. Which area we should focus? So this is an important thing. The question is not asking here. The question is not asking here like what is the problem here. The real question here is that which you want to look which area you should focus on. What does that mean? What does that mean? When you say the question, I want to say which area I should focus on. What it is asking. What is another word that we use in project management that the question is really asking? The question is asking what is the priority? Which one is the priority? Right? So when the question is asking what is priority, it will be Pareto chart. Quality report indicates that some warranty claims were reported. How you categorize those warranty claims? Quality indicates that some warranty claims. So this is question goes with the cost of quality, which has cost of conformance, cost of non-conformance. So now warranty is there, appraisal is cost of conformance, cost of conformance, cost of conformance. D is the only option left. You're the project manager working that will be sending teams to Mars. Many are uncertainty. Okay. So incremental is we scope is fixed. The scope is not fixed here because uncertainty is there. Maybe happen, people may die, etc. No, no, no. When there's a extreme uncertainty, we go with agile. You have just complete the project, and at the end of the project, your stakeholder want to see does this project has received the benefit or not. So we want to see that does the project has the benefit or not. The right answer is benefit management plan. That is not in the option. We'll go with the final report will have that information. In Agile project, which is used to make sure client only check verified deliverables. Now this is very important. What is a verified deliverable? Now, verified deliverable. We need to look into that. First of all, Adil, agile. So when we say agile, scope baseline is not there. Definition of ready is not there. So with the elimination technique, We need to say that. Let's look at the question again. What the question is saying? The question is saying what is used here to check the client only check those deliverables, those which are verified already. How does we verify in Agile? Actually, the question is this: how does we verify in Agile? That is the real question here. So, how do we verify in Agile? This is the real question here. Yeah, definition of done. Definition of done would be the right answer. You have completed the project, but when you want to hand over, they are not ready to accept. What has happened here? Nothing. Operation teams, you did not identify the yes. See, deliverables were not accepted. No, that is not done. The completion means that the client has accepted that. Na. D, no. So here, no. This is the right answer. B is the right option. You are working as a project leader in marketing group. You want to collect data from large audience. Which tool or technique is you using? So, expert judgment is not used for large data. Focus group is for few people. You want now we are collecting the data. Sampling can be when we want to check from the large data, but we want to collect here. So B is the right answer. You have completed the project, all deliverables, and now you are having a meeting that you want to start closing the project. They highlighted the project does not meet closure guidelines. Okay. So closure guidelines, if we look into that in this, normally these are all high level documents, right? The right answer, the best answer should have been, or the obvious, project management plan. But that is what the PMP exam is all about. OPS, organizational process assets. But in these options, now that is the important thing. This only talks about the scope. This only talk about these option A is the best answer. You need to choose option from where you have. You are working in the project and want to develop where you can help to minimize the waste. Which tool of technique? So fishbone is root cause analysis, retrospective is lesson learned, Kanban is bottleneck. So value stream map, B is the right answer. B is the right answer. Yeah, okay. B is the right answer.
You are working in a scale Scrum project. The project is working on deadline. Okay. Some members are continuously complaining that they are overloaded and have to. You don't have other team members who you can assign work. You have received email from the customer that they are not going to pay overtime. So what we cannot do, we don't have single point of failure. We have single point of failure. We did not cross train. We don't have overtime money. That is the problem. Overtime is charged at three time normal. What could you have done to avoid this? So one of the reason why I say use 7-step formula to solve question answer is that we can actually read the last line first. We read the last line first, then read the question and then understand the context of the question. So if we go to the question, work in a predictive approach, no. Yes, this can be done to share the progress and which can be basically helpful to do that. Use Kanban to, yes. So if we have used Kanban, it would have identify work in progress limit and we could have built the flow system. No. So between B and C, B becomes the better answer. So B is the right answer. So you are working as a project manager with large audience. You send them an MBTI survey. So what is MBTI survey? This identifies your personality type. What is the benefit of? So if I show you MBTI survey, okay, this is MBTI survey. Okay, you can actually take this MBTI survey for free. What does it gives you? It gives you a type of personality complete. So you check what type of personality is it. I do recommend this is like you just type on Google MBTI survey. You can get this free test. I give it to my students in the class, so it will help you. So it will help you to engage stakeholder. Okay, it will help you culture awareness. Okay, okay, but this is a personality type test. Basically it is, are you an introvert, extrovert, which type of personality are you following, right? So that will be the right answer here. So as a project leader, you are considered an expert in your project. Your team is having an argument which emotional intelligence is must to have an ingredient of emotion. What would you say? The purpose of the question is to, like, you need to understand emotional intelligence. If I go back to the emotional intelligence has five ingredients, right? Self awareness, self management. Like, first of all, we need to know ourselves, which thing tickles us, how we can get improvement. Once we know that, how do we manage ourselves? Then the next one, social skills, right? Social skills, self awareness, self management, social skills, empathy, and then understanding what is the motivation of others. So these are the five pillars, I would say. And then, of course, active listening comes in the social skills. What motivates others? Understanding what motivates a person and how we should know that can really impact that person, right? I need to turn my light on. Nobody told me, guys. You should tell me. Okay, so self awareness, self management, social skills, empathy, and motivation. All these skills are critical. So, when you identify the question, we need to look into that way. Okay, so if we go to the question, expert in the project your team is having, which emotional must to have an ingredient, must to have build, must have to build other ingredients. What is the purpose? Actually, deep dive. Understanding emotions. Okay, self-awareness and management. If you don't know the base, how can you do other things? So A is the right answer. Your team is working and now the project is at ending stage. You are reaching adjourning stage. At adjourning stage of the project, which human traits are most challenging? Safety. You see, this is Maslow hierarchy of needs. The basic needs, the basic needs is basically safety, right? Which goes back to psychological need. Food, water, shelter, right? So food, water, shelter, psychological, then safety, love, belonging, creativity. This is C is the right answer. You sent your team for PMP training. You overheard them salary as a motivating agent. You are a certified PMP. What will you say to them? According to Maslow hierarchy, salary is the most important. Okay. Oh. Maslow hierarchy, salary is a hygiene agent. So we know that there are hygiene agent and motivating agent. Motivating agent are those things that makes you to take the action. Hygiene agents are those things that are minimum requirement. Salary is a hygiene agent. Yes. Motivating agent. No. It's not the Maslow theory. No. So this is the right answer. D is the right answer for your question. So this is the right answer. You are the project manager. Your organization have recently moved to agile project management practices. In third sprint, one of the stake, he's saying he's unable to understand. Instead of emailing, ask them to send daily report. No, why would they send the daily report? In agile, we don't have daily reports. Have a meeting. No, it's not there that they are making mistake. He is not familiar with the agile practices. He needs to understand, okay, in agile things happen in this patterned way, not in this way. Which tool will be more helpful to use in this case? You have been the project manager for a large pharmaceutical company. During testing, one of the drug failed, and this will cause a significant loss. You are conducting sprint retrospective. You have used fishbone diagram that is already used. Okay, maximum problem. You want to prioritize. Fishbone diagram we already use. This is a root cause analysis. So that is not the answer. Scatter diagram identify relationship between two like A and B. So that's not the thing. Trend is a time chart. We need prioritization. You are working in a large project during execution. At almost daily same time lights go out and you want to find the root cause, but you want to see when it exactly happened. Okay, the question is when it exactly happened. You want to find the root cause. Okay, the question, let's look at the question again. You want to find the root cause of the problem. Okay, for that is fishbone diagram, but it's saying that is not the first thing I want to do. But first you want to see when it exactly happened. Time. Pareto will give you priority among it. Okay, scatter diagram will give you correlationship. The control chart, when you place time will exactly identify that point. You are a project leader. One of your team member is in daily stand up. How to improve the project? You really like it, but it is causing more than 50. Let them continue. No, 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 no. Daily stand up cannot be. Okay. Some people are saying C. Request them to discuss these things in retrospective. And the status meeting in fifth, and then have an idea generating meeting after it. Okay, all answers are very good. So what we have here, A is not the answer, that is for the sure. Stop them daily stand up, that is too so true. Okay, so request them to discuss these things in retrospective. Okay, I don't like this word. Okay, stop them daily stand up. Yes, daily stand up cannot be 15 minutes, that's for sure, but I don't like the wording it is used. Request them to discuss these things in retrospective. No, a retrospective is not the purpose of like, okay, the retrospective is the purpose of how to improve the things, but this retrospective may come later on, or maybe you have now. That is not clear here. Normally C is she should be the right answer, but I would go for D. And this meeting, the daily stand up should be ended, and then look into that. Why you are working in a hybrid project where SPI is 1.2 and CPI is 1.1. Your customer has asked you to crash the project. However, there is a risk it can give you a lot of delays. Then crash the project as customer has asked you CPI. Yeah, but we don't close the eyes. Deny, do the impact analysis. Always do the impact analysis. No, no. So C looks like a right option. Now here comes a big problem. Many people read the C option and they uh, don't even take action. Upasna, Swapnis, Faryal, you guys did not read option D. This is the center of elimination technique. This is the center of elimination technique, that you go through every single option. If you don't go through every single option, you will select one of the option and that's it. No, 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 no. I don't want to do that. I'll go to the next option, D option. Which of them is not a setup used in sprint retrospective? Decide what to. Sprint retrospective has 5 stages. Set the stage, where you basically come on, check in, hello, how are you, things of those nature. You gather data, then you generate insight, you decide what to do, close the retrospective. So gather data, decide what to generate insight. D is out of the way. Team decide what effort should be taken to do it, right? How much time it will take, then C will become. It's about effort. The team decided. Initially, it was value. So, guys, you should cross question the question. You should cross question me why I'm saying this option, so that you can understand, you can work into more depth. That is very important. You're working in a project which has 7 developers. This is the maximum resource you can have. Client cannot accept your project Kanban, that bottleneck which is testing cannot be done. Hire more resources. We cannot. You should have done cross training. See. Onboarding new team members to an existing, what action by the project manager would facilitate? Providing a comprehensive package of our documents, assigning a mentor, requiring to lead the. So B is the right answer. Managing a project within team members. What is the best strategy to mitigate this? Is establish a rotating schedule. Attends no. So basically here this is a very important question. Now normally we use a servant leader mentality. We try to do whatever is right for team. But sometimes the question demands something else, right? The question demands that the need of the hour is that we want to work into a different scenario. In this question is just like that. We have a different kind of scenario where we are working to link the question into that pattern way, right? So here in this question, if I look into that question, we have to do something like that. Okay, so the right answer in this pattern question, if we go, will be D option. We need to require all time member team, like for example, now okay, we are accepting people to, we are joining this question answers, but we want everyone to join our classes in our time. So that's what we are doing here. So D would be the right answer. Our project manager wants to a project manager wants to increase engagement in a virtual team. So with initiative which introduce a mandatory that will not organize a B can be, C cannot, D. So this is again goes back to that how you build a team and work together them, right? So B will be the right answer here. Which of the following technology would be most beneficial? Shared online portal, okay. Advanced, B no, C no, D no. So A is the right answer here. A virtual team member performance has been declining. What is the best approach for the project manager? Send a team-wide email highlighting the importance of meeting deadlines. Not good. Arrange a private meeting, can be. Reassign, no, no. CD, no. So best answer in this certain case will be B. B is the right answer here. B for beta. Culture sensitivity. The project manager, the culture misunderstanding are affecting team performance. What action should he do to enhance culture dynamics? Schedule a regular team building. Okay. Encourage to share their culture better and assign work best. D is not the answer. So this is a classical question. We eliminate it. Okay. Implement mandatory culture training for all members. No. Encourage team members to share their this. Schedule their culture. No. So C is the right answer because we want to understand the culture. Na? I want to understand the culture. I don't want, okay, culture neutrality is a good option. I will not say that it's not a good option, but at the end of the day, I don't want to go with just with a good option. I want to look into that what is the best option that suits my answer. Okay, so what is the most effective way for project manager to build trust with the newly formed virtual teams? So first of all, we need to see what is virtual team. When we use the word virtual team, we need to understand what does that mean. So virtual teams are those teams which spend almost no time at a face-to-face location, right? So when we are talking about virtual team, please understand that in your exam you will get the questions, a lot of the questions about the challenges in the virtual team, how to overcome those challenges, what are the ways in which you can build bond, things of those nature. What is the most effective way for a project manager to build trust within a establish clear rules and engagement for protocols? Yes, which means team charter. This is very important, very critical. I would say it's a good answer. Encouraging to demonstrate no. Scheduling an in-person kickoff to start the project. So Haroon and Faisal and Saad, we can do that. We can do that in-person kickoff. But whenever there's a problem of communication, then we do that. At the start of the project, shall we do this thing? Provide team autonomy. So one thing we know, B and D is not the right answer. Mahmood, I don't know providing team autonomy from. Why would you go for that answer? What would you? Why you have chosen this answer? So that is for sure. B and D is not the right answer. Okay, so we are left with A and C option. Why would you go with the A option, and why would you go with the C option? I need your justification, guys, not just the answer. Those people who are saying A answer, why do you think A is the answer? Okay. Why do you think those who are saying is C option? Why do you think C is the right answer? So during a critical phase of the project, two team members have disagreement over the technical approach. Technical approach. The project manager need to resolve this conflict remotely. What should be his first step in addressing this conflict? Arrange a video conference. Not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. So I'm not gonna eliminate it straightforward. You see, one of the most important thing about the elimination technique, we go through every single option. Okay. Uh, Ask both written argument and no video conference is prefer over there. Delegate that to a senior member. Why should I do that? Ignore no. So here elimination technique, you go through all option. A would be the right answer. Sly on asynchronous is asynchronous is only giving that, not the answer. Okay. Schedule daily update. So this is only synchronous. D is a very good answer. And Saad, who has given it? Ikra, what answer you have given, as well as Faryal, this is a synchronous communication only. This is asynchronous communication. Okay, A and B both good answer, but B is the right answer. One of the most important thing whenever you are solving a long questions, and the few next questions will be long. Which of the following, read the last line and be very slow. Be very slow. Otherwise, this long question you have to read again. Which of the following actions would be most effective in achieving these objective and driving towards it? So we are looking for some kind of objective. Which objective we don't know. Let's go. You are leading a software development project with the members located in North America. The project is progressing, but you have noticed significant drop in productivity. Okay, an increase in misunderstanding. So communication problem is there, which has led to the critical deliverable delays. The team use various tools, but the effectiveness has been inconsistent. They have tools, but their effectiveness is not there. The team utilize various tools, but the effectiveness has been. To address this challenge, and you decided to implement a strategy that respect diverse work. So we have different ORs, optimized communication, and this you need to solve. Okay, this is the real problem here. Require all team members to adjust their schedule to temporarily overlap for 2 hour windows. This does not solve the problem. We are trying to optimize the work schedule and things of those natures. That is not helping here. Okay. Introduce a comprehensive team chartered. Not a bad option. I wouldn't say that B is a bad option. It is okay. It's not a bad option. Okay. Implement a asynchronous communication modeling, leveling team members to contribute according to their schedule. Not a bad model, not a bad answer. Even C is not a bad answer. Organize a building activity designed to conduct remotely, aiming to improve interpersonal communication, culture understanding, thereby increasing productivity, collaborate effectively. So many people have chosen D option as the right answer. So let's go back to the question what the problem was. The problem is the team dynamics. You want to make sure that diverse working hours are worked into that. Their communication is improved and culture get best. If I go with the D option which many people have used, organize a series of team building activities, how working hours are improved here, how you are build okay culture you are building, how you are building into that, it's only improving their thing, right? How working hours are being worked into that way, how, I want to understand how working hours are being built there. Implement a asynchronous communication model leveraging the tool members, so that is helping to work on a diverse working hours, but regarding unified team culture that is not being helped here. So now here we have agreed upon communication protocol. So we answered the communication problem, working hours. We answered the working hour problems and culture concentration and conflict mechanism. So see the problem in this option is that if one person is absent, if he is sick, then what will you do? I would prefer an option where, like, I haven't gone through the other options as of now, but for sure I would prefer an option where instead of one person we can understand each other. Increase the frequency of written communication? No, of course not. Okay. Organize a culture training for all team members to foster multi understanding and appreciation. Now C is a very beautiful option. C is a very beautiful option here. Instead of one person, okay, instead of one person, you are actually training each team member so that they can understand their culture, they can appreciate it, and they can work into that best possible way. So that is a better option than other option. So C is a good option. Okay, but A and C both are good options. Schedule an immediate virtual team. No, this is not a problem here. We need to, like, for every single question, for every single thing that the problem that happened in the project, we need to solve that problem, right? A, B and D does not solve the problem. So let me look at both our answers. One, series of cross-culture training session for team members to foster understanding and appreciation of culture difference. Okay, assign a license with a strong. Okay, I will not go with that. I'll explain. I'll go with. Okay, so guys, if we look into the context of PMP, okay, if we look into the context of PMP, we identify training need assessment. As a servant leader in the entire PMP, you are acting like a servant leader. In these questions, you are a servant leader of virtual team. All these questions are basically from virtual team, right? When we are talking about the virtual team, we are looking for these questions. As a virtual team, my goal is to basically what I want. I'm asking this question to you. Put in the chat box. Do I want my team to reach to a performing stage where they are relevant? They don't need my support, or do I want my team to continuously need support of other people? What I am looking here for. What I am looking here for. I'm looking here for that team become self-reliant. I'm looking here for that team does not even need me. Team can perform in the best possible way. So here is a training, it is identified. I will provide training and then I will measure the training outcomes. and we'll keep doing that. That is the holy grail of the entire thing. So that's what has happened here. Okay, this is not the right answer. C is the right answer. Okay, C is the right answer in addressing these issues. You have recently taken over a project with the team spread across 4 continents. Despite using a popular software, team members complain about the inefficiency of the tool in facilitating effective collaboration. Guys, are you noticing something? Since the question length is increasing, I have decreased my speed. Now, this is what I say when I say in the 7 step formula, we need to slow down. We need to slow down when we are solving question answers. Okay, so I know that there's a problem. The team is unable to understand the software. There is kind of some issues there. Conduct a tool evaluation session with the team. We already know the tool thing. That is not the problem here. Arrange for an immediate switch to more advanced project. Already the tool is advanced. Training for on existing project management to enhance their understand can be implement no. So C is the right answer here. No, no, it's the answer, Mahmood. Why would you even think another question? Your virtual project team is facing a significant challenge in maintaining engagement. Team members report feeling isolated and disconnected. So they are not clear about that. They are not clear about the organizational strategy to implement a pairing program with newest member to foster connection with additional support. Not a bad option. Virtual team that focus on fun and social interaction. Okay, not a bad option. And that publicly acknowledge individual and team achievement. Not a bad option. Team member to submit daily reports. No. D is not the answer. Okay, this is a good option. This is a good question actually. This is a good question. Okay, so let's look into that one more time. This is the problem. You are not getting engagement. Report that feeling isolated from the project goals. They feel isolated from the project goals because of the now this is like if we put the context of this question, if you have ever worked in a virtual team, especially in the term of COVID, right? Let me take back to you the before COVID time. So what used to happen before COVID time, we used to get together, have a cup of tea, coffee, discuss things and feel like there was a relationship into that way. That was before the COVID time. Then suddenly the COVID came. Now it has become the part of our life. But when the suddenly COVID came, we were not motivated to take action. We feel depressed. We just did not want to do that. That was kind of the thing. We just did not want to do that. We felt better in a way that if that thing does not happen, we did not like COVID whatsoever. Nobody did, right? Nobody did whatsoever. Okay, so that's one of the most important thing that we worked into that way. Okay, so if we look into the options, if we look into the options, as an agile mindset, so D would not be the answer because we want to increase their connectivity. We don't want to work into that sprint way. Introduce a recognition program, yeah, but that will not improve the sport. Implement a virtual mentorship program pairing, that can be improved. Schedule building exercise, this is basically the best answer here, where we build the team and work them together. B is the right answer. Okay, but if the project schedule is changed, that is affecting the progress. So you are putting A as an answer, guys. Uh, okay, B, establish follow the where the work is handed off across time zone to maximize productivity works and speed of delivery. Yes, B can be the answer. Okay. C, design a specific or each week. No, that is not, that will not, like that will be only a one time thing. C, no, C is not the decision making is faster in this. Okay, utilize the decision allow asynchronous approval and feedback, reducing for the guys. Why you are not going with the D option? You see, those people who are saying C option, if you go with that, you will only do it once a week. Okay, each week. The entire decisions, maybe the decisions need to be worked into some other time. So that's why C is not the right option. Utilize that follows asynchronous approval and feedback processes, reducing the from the real time. Okay, this is not follow the sun model. Work is handed across time zones to working hours speed up the B would be the right answer. So you are leading a project with a dispersed team where recent feedback indicate a significant gap between leading to duplication of work. What initiative could you introduce to improve communication? Develop a centralized layer time that provides. Why not A? You are giving Sat C answer. Develop a centralized real-time dashboard. Responsibility and across. It's a very good answer. Mandate the use of a uniform set of tools for use confusion. Okay. The point is here, it's not the uniform that does not help us. The problem is duplication, communication gaps, deadlines. Okay. Again, no. A would be the right answer here. In this option, A would be the right answer here. So you are, what is the most effective initial step? What is the most effective initial step in resolving this conflict? You are managing a team comprising members from various departments and significant conflict has arisen between two team members over resource allocation. The disagreement has escalated uh, to the point where it is affecting the morale. What is the arrange a session where both parties can express their content? Good one. Escalate, no. Implement, no. Facilitate forcing on project goals. This is smoothing. This is again like A is the only option that I would go for it. I should you handle the situation to manage the conflict effectively? Okay, during the execution phase of the project, you observe a conflict between sponsor and team regarding the project direction. The sponsor are pushing for changes that the team believes will compromise the objective. How should you handle this situation to manage the conflict effectively? Advocate strongly on behalf of the team. Okay, organize a workshop. Okay, this advocate strongly on behalf of team by presenting data. Okay, I'll not eliminate it immediately because I need to go through their option. It is possible that this is the only good option. Organize a workshop with both sponsor and team members. Okay, very good. A between A and B, I will eliminate A. Seek the interaction or the intervention comes later on. I don't want the intervention immediately. Just a compromise, no, again no. So the best answer here would be B. Notice that the two team members have repeatedly clashed over the approach to the project task, with each insisting their method is superior. Again, the same type of conflict. The conflict has begun to delay the progress. What approach should you take to resolve this conflict that will benefit the project? Assign each individual separate task. It's not a bad option. It's not a bad option. It's out of the box option, so I'm gonna keep it. Okay. Okay, so we have need to meet schedule without conflict. Okay, we have A, C, D, the option. Conduct a detailed review of both proposed methods to reach a consensus. The collective input, not a bad option. Directively choose one of the. Okay, Etisham, I will not do that. I will not do the directive. Like the question says, the conflict has begun to delay the progress. Okay, so if I want to do C, and Etisham, as you have put in the option as a C option, if I want to do C, then A is better than C. In that option, instead of directing, you are smoothing the things. You are basically avoiding the conflict, or like making sure the conflict never happens, right? How did you, in that pattern case, how did you eliminate a option? Okay, encourage the team habit that incorporate the strength, promoting collaboration. But this thing is what, as a servant leader, a project manager, needs to do. The D option, we need to encourage the team members. We need to develop an approach where they can learn together, develop the methods, and we can collaborate and work in the best possible way. D is the right answer. Address this conflict to restore the team harmony and improve performance. A project team member has been consistently underperforming, leading to conflict. Who feels they have to compensate for the individual? Should you address this conflict? Initiate a private discussion. That is very good. Okay. Arrange for a team meeting to open discuss. And okay, not a bad option, but A will be a better solution. Reassign the underperforming task. De-implement a performance improvement. I would go for A option also, guys. What strategy should you employ to resolve this conflict effectively? In the final stage, a disagreement arises. The stakeholder expectations do not align with what was agreed upon. Now, the expectations are not aligned. What should you employ to resolve this conflict? Renegotiate the project scope. No. Provide a detailed presentation, how the deliverables, using detailed presentation. Okay, I did not like this detailed presentation word, but I'll hold it. Shahi and Tisham. I suggest involving a mediator. Now that comes later on if he does not agree. Offer additional service. No. So from the four option, C and D straightforward out. Let me read the A again. Renegotiate. No. So okay. I would have to go for B option. Is upon review multiple root cause. Therefore, the delays and budget overrun. Why the delays happen? Why? Number one, project requirements are not clear. We underestimated task. Two, communication breakdown. Number three. Okay. Now let's say you said A is, nobody said A. Focus on team building. Okay. Serious. Collaborate. How this is going to solve your problem, yaar? Okay, I build a very motivated team. But if the task is underestimated, if you don't know the scope, how the motivated team will work into that? Yes, communication will improve. But what about other two things, my friends? Okay, implement a comprehensive audit. We already have that. I'm eliminating. Now, implement a change management process focused on improving communication. This is problem number one solved. Documentation. Documentation to ensure project requirements are cleared and agreed on. How did you eliminate? How you eliminate option B? How did you eliminate option B? Mind-boggling question, na? Boggling question, na? Which of the following action would be most effective in addressing these multi-phase challenges? You are the project manager, composed of highly skilled professionals from various culture backgrounds and disciplines. Recently, during the execution, you observed a decline in performance and increase in misunderstanding. These issues have been attributed culture. Why the issues happen? Culture misinterpretation, professional terminologies are not okay, and the challenge of synchronizing work across time. So this is the keywords. You need to design a strategy to realign the team, enhanced collaboration, objective on schedule. Okay, implement a that facilitate real-time communication. That was a problem. Collaboration, good, very good option. Mandatory, no, that is not a work here. A breakdown structure, no. So you see, this question, if you understand the previous question, this is linked with that, and the next four question will also be linked with them. A very interesting part. Normally we identify whenever there's a problem. I want to have a problem solving technique there, right? I want to go and get the problem solving technique here. So what is the problem with the B option? The first problem is you are involving the entire team. Okay, the problem is between two team members. The problem is between two team members, right? You are involving the entire team, and then you are finding out the solution, right? That is the problem here. Here, the purpose here is that you are discussing them personally, one by one. And secondly, here we are considering the objectives are not compromised. Here, the keyword in the question was I highlighted in the last line that we want to look the keywords. In the keywords, we are going with that. Yes, collectively, Saad is a good wisdom. We can go for a collective wisdom, but that is not the problem here. If the problem affects the entire thing, here the two team members are in disagreement. The two team members are in disagreement. So first I need to meet them uh, part by part, and then we worked into look into that way. Shayad, I like your name, PMP bytes 5 by 5. Okay, so that is why C is the option. So guys, every single question, that is the beauty of the PMP. You cannot say A always like this. No. Yes, have a servant leadership mentality, have an agile mindset, that is for sure, but we always need to look into one of the most important thing, keywords in the question. What is being said in this question? And in this question, the question categorically point out we need to align with the organizational objective, and only one option aligns with the organizational objective, and that is C option. What's the problem here? What's the problem here? Team motivation is down due to technical challenges and the innovative nature of the project, which has led to frequent changes in the direction. The project direction is changing. So if you are doing today something and tomorrow you are doing something else, and if the project is changing, you get demotivated. You want to inaugurate motivation here and commitment to the project success. Organize a series on innovative management and agile method that will build the resilience without doubt. But what the question is asking? The question is asking, you want to integrate their motivation and commitment. Please read this option. Reward and recognition system designed to innovative solutions, culture of creativity. When you are going with B option, Tim, Shahid, Vakar Saab, who else is there with B option? Aslam, A has nothing to do with that, yaar. Why you are doing A? I need your justification. Okay. Saad Ahmed Khan, Bhaskar. When you guys are going with the B option, why you are not reading the last line? What the last line is asking for you? What problem you are trying to solve here? You are not solving that problem, brother, sister. You are not solving that problem. You are not solving that problem. Again, the problem that the question is saying, the question is asking how would you effectively lead your team to reintegrate their motivation and commitment. If I go with B option, organize a workshop on innovation and agile methodologies to improve their adaptability and resilience to change. It is not helping their motivation. You are providing them the training that is not needed. We need their motivation and commitment. You are making a reward and recognition system to provide them motivation and trainings, guys. Is the question too hard today? D is the right answer. What strategy would you implement to ensure high performance while also supporting your team well-being and work life? Your project team is working under a tight deadline. What strategy would you implement ensure negotiate for additional resources? No, that is not working. Implement mandatory? No. Flexible working or can be? C and D. C and D both options look good. Okay. D no. C is the right answer here. Approach would be the most effective and cohesive Hive approach. You are building a project team for a new high profile project. The project requires innovative, considering the need for creativity. Okay, select the team member based on technical past record. No, past record will not give us that thing. Design a team that emphasizes diversity in skills, good professional background, creative type. It solved the thing uh, we need for creativity, collaboration, and blend of skills. That diversity, professional background, personality type. Prioritize a selection of team members. We have worked minimizing. No, that we are not looking here. When the creativity is there, we cannot do that. Individual with potential to assess their commitment. No, B is the right answer. New technology that is critical for the success. How would you ensure that the team members are trained in this technology considering they're limited? So you identify the training requirement and you want to provide that. Develop in-house, customize. New technology. Technology is new, which means we don't have people that can do it. Relevant. Okay. Well, in-house training program. Okay. Arrange for external vendor to provide intensive over a weekend to ensure minimum disruption. Okay. Recommend self-study. C is not the option here. Recommend a self-study online course tutorials. No. Delegate the responsibility of learning few key member who will train the rest of. Okay. So now this is a very interesting question. If we look at A option, A does give us the budget thing, but this the timeline is limited, and then the problem is the technology is new. If the technology is new, then how can somebody in house can provide the training? How can they provide? How did you eliminate B option? G, put something in the chat box. D is not the answer here. Now here we need to do something that normally we say led by the member. Okay. Beautifully, you identify the right keyword that A option has proficiency in the new technology. Someone who is a proficient in the new technology, that is the best answer. After that, B would be the answer. Good job. How should you navigate the situation to retain the team member and ensure continued progress without compromising legal and culture standards? In a multinational project, you face significant challenges due to labor law, culture differences, region where labor law threaten to leave perceived balance. Now, this is a very important thing. He's saying that work-life balance is a problem which could derail timeline. Renegotiate the deadlines with the stakeholders. It can be a good option. Implement a tailor flexible for the team members. Working involving remote adjusting without altering the border plan or a team expectation. And legal compliance for team aiming to force understanding. Propose a temporary adjustment for the team member. Hmm. So, what is your answer? Propose a temporary adjustment for the team member that reduced the. So, this option has nothing to do with that, right? Renegotiate project deadline, that is out of the question. Okay, AD looks good. No, that is not. A is not at all. We are not going to negotiate the project deadline. No. Okay. The problem is with the one person. So implement a, give him this ability, na? Why you are changing the entire thing? Why you are changing the entire thing? What's the problem with B? Culture and compliance. No, what it has to do here? You don't have to do for the person. The only problem is with one person, right? The problem is with one person. Why you are changing the entire team? What's the problem with the entire team that we have to do here? Why not B option? Culture has nothing to do here. B is the right answer. That facilitate a series of innovation workshop with the team to collectively identify proposed changes. You cannot change that rigid culture so easily. Okay. If you look at D option, when you are eliminating D option, implement a decentralized decision model with the team. The team is trying to work together. The team is trying to work together and do their things. Now, this is what leads to creativity. While using diplomat channels to influence organizational culture, this is for rigid place. Here you get the flexible part. Here you get the rigid part. So now I would like to know from you guys, how did you eliminate the option D? YouTuber, Fazan, and everyone else, how did you eliminate option D? I would love to know that. How did you eliminate option D? The question said that navigating organizational culture barriers. It does not say that when you are choosing C option, you are kind of changing the organizational culture. You are not doing that, right? And here again, you are going hand to hand with the rigid culture. Having two culture in the organization, yeah, okay. But D is the best thing. That is what agile team member does. They have autonomy over their work. They decide themselves how the things should work. They do, okay, let's do the task in this patent way. That's the agile way. Okay, so organize isolated intensive delivered by external expert assessment. That is good. That is good, but that will take them away from the site. Okay, D option can also be good. Okay, secure a temporary the technology work alongside providing on site. Now they are not moving away from that. So yes, I would go for D option. Very interesting option. D is the right answer. Maximize engagement and productivity among virtual team cross time zone. Okay. Implement model where tasks are passed across to. Now this opportunity basically gives you two times thing. One, all over the world people will be working together, guiding each other, holding their hand. In addition to that, there will be continuous progress into that. Establish a digital that simulate a physical using. How that can be the right answer? I don't think so. I'm gonna eliminate. You see, when I say mandatory overlapping hours, why would I do something mandatory instead of like the sun model, which is 24/7 we work and around the clock we work? That applies it. So D has nothing to with this. C between A and C. Okay, I have A and C between them. I'm gonna go with A option.